Now we're going to make the exterior walls for our Habitat for Humanity house. And to do that, the very first thing we need to do is we need to go to Architecture, select the word Wall, and then here in the Properties Manager, we're going to click the wall here or whatever you've got, and we're going to scroll down until we find our HFH interior wall that we just created. I'm going to say Edit Type, and then we're going to duplicate this, and this is going to be, instead of HFH interior, this is going to be HFH exterior, and I'll say OK. And now the name is changed here, the HFH exterior. I'm going to hit that button, edit button, and I'm going to take a look, and now I get to start making some changes. So the first thing is number 1 here that says finish. I'm going to change that instead to say substrate 2. Okay. And instead of gypsum board, I'm going to click on this, get the ellipsis icon, and up here I'm going to type in INS for insulation, and I get rigid insulation. I'll click on that and say OK. And the rigid insulation thickness is going to be 1/2 inch. So I've got that. Next thing down, I'm going to go to number 1 here. I'm going to highlight that row, and I'm going to select Insert. And above Substrate, now I'm going to have a Finish layer. So I'm going to click on the little arrow there, and I'm going to put in Finish. The material is going to be the siding, but I'm going to just show you SID. There is no such thing as siding right here, right now. So what I need to do is I need to go to the bottom of this, and I'm going to click here and hit Create New Material. Now, identity. This is where I'm going to change something. I'm going to change that to the word siding. I'm going to hit Appearance. And back on identity, I did forget something here. Hold on a second. Okay, so I'm going to go from identity, where I typed in siding, to graphics. I'm going to click Use Render Appearance. Okay, now I'll click on the Appearance tab, and I'm going to get this little icon right here. It's 2 boxes with arrows pointing to them and away from them. I'm going to click, and I'm going to go in Search, and I'm going to type in siding. And I should get a bunch of different sidings. I'm going to click on where it says siding right here, and you can choose any of these sidings that you want. It doesn't really matter to me. I'm going to scroll down until I find wood, horizontal batten new. That's the one right there. And then I'll X out of that, and I'll hit Apply and OK. And now I have the word siding here. Now, thickness wise, my thickness is going to be 1/2 inch. So right now I have siding as number 1 in row number 1. I have rigid insulation in row number 2. Row number 3 is a core boundary. Row number 4, I'm going to click on highlight. I'm going to hit insert, and right here, row number 4 is going to change to what's called a membrane layer. The material, hit the ellipsis icon. I'm going to change that to vapor retarder, and I'll say OK to that. And that actually has no thickness. The next one down, row 5, I'm going to highlight, I'm going to hit insert, And instead of this being structure, it's going to change to substrate. And the material here is going to be plywood. So I'm going to click on the ellipsis icon and I'll type in PLY, which gives me the plywood sheathing. The material thickness, so I'll say OK to that. The material thickness for this is going to be 7/16 of an inch. Then the last row, number 6, is going to be a structure, and this is softwood lumber. And the thickness, because this is a 6-inch, when you look at the rules for Habitat for Humanity houses and the way that they're supposed to be built, they're supposed to be built with 2x6 lumber. 2x6 lumber is actually 5.5 inches thick. So 5.5 will be the thickness for our substrate here, or for our structural member of softwood wood. The last thing is going to be substrate, so I'm going to change this to substrate, and it's going to be gypsum wallboard, and that is going to be 1/2 inch thick. Once I have all of these things set, I'm just going to say OK, and then OK, and I'll be ready to start drawing with my exterior walls when that part of the project begins.